Hello, I recently got a monochromatic camera in a bid to up my astrophotography game. I got the ZWO ASI 2600mm monochromatic camera, but I wanted to pair it with this DSLR lens I already had, the Rokinon 135mm f2.0, a very popular choice for wide field astrophotography. I had a very hard time finding a solution to pairing these two, and so I've created this video so that if anybody else wants to do the same, they have the solution. So the main problem is that you cannot use a ZWO or ZWO adapter to connect the camera, the DSLR lens to the ZWO camera. Neither of the adapters that ZWO sells is going to work for this purpose. It didn't work for me. So what I have here is I've got the 2600mm Pro camera, a 36mm electronic filter wheel, also from ZWO, and then finally I've got my Rokinon lens here. So what I had to do to get this to work was the following. First, you need some software so that you can do some live preview and see the focus change as you make updates or you play with the focus ring, make some modifications, put it together and see it. So I used ZWO's ASI Studio suite, which you can download. I had downloaded it onto my Mac. And in it, there is a software called ASI Cap, which is excellent for this. Do not try to do the live preview with the ASI Air. The wireless speed is so slow, it's going to be quite frustrating. All right, so here's the solution. First, you need to take off the black tilt plate that is on the front of the ZWO camera when it arrives. It looks like this, and you have to take it off. You have to use the screws and unscrew it, okay? And you have to bolt the camera to the inside of the electronic filter wheel. So ZWO has instructions on how to do this. I'm going to link this in the comments below. It can be a little daunting because you actually do have to open up the filter wheel, take out the carousel, and screw the camera directly to this plate of the electronic filter wheel. But that is indeed the solution, and it's not so bad. I recommend when you do that you put on some vinyl gloves, just so that you limit sort of fingerprints on any installed filters and whatnot. Okay, so once you've bolted the camera to the EFW, you're going to need an adapter. So what I found worked was a QHY 10mm adapter. I'm going to link to the product below as well. And none of the adapters that ZWO makes work. In fact, when I spoke to ZWO trying to solve this problem, they told me I had to get rid of my 36mm electronic filter wheel and swap it for a 2-inch filter wheel, including swapping out all the filters, something I really didn't want to have to do because I had invested so much time and money into the system, and there was no guarantee things were going to work. So, bolt the camera to the electronic filter wheel, get the 10mm QHY adapter, and then I've got a 1mm shim for a little bit of extra spacing. And then the focus was perfect. I will share some pictures that I got from First Light, taking images of the Trifid and Lagoon nebulae so you can see it. But basically, this is the calculation we've got. So here is my setup. You can see I've got the camera, electronic filter wheel, QHY adapter, and then the Rokinon lens. So when you get the tilt plate off with the 2600mm Pro, that gives you a distance of 12.5mm from the sensor. Then the electronic filter wheel gives you another 20mm. The QHY adapter gives you 10mm, which is what you need. And then you can play around with the shims and spacers that you can get from your Astro Supply store. Together, this adds up to 43.5mm. It wasn't quite the 44.5mm, but it worked for me. So there you go. I spent a couple weeks of frustration, really didn't want to have to buy a telescope, Really didn't want to have to switch out the filter wheels. So I'm very pleased it worked out for me. And I'm putting this out there so that it might help somebody else who's trying to make this setup work. If it does work for you, or if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Thanks very much, and clear skies.